Oh, what's up, guys? Yeah, welcome back to FX for Love. Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, I've not been dropping videos, I've not been recording consistently, but this time I'm back. I'm here to stay and yeah, to help struggling traders and finally to move to another level. Yeah, so this is my daily gold analysis. Yes, I'll be doing this every single day, trading day from Monday to Friday. Yesterday was a Monday, I didn't get to literally do my gold analysis. Yeah, I was a bit busy, and these days, by the way, Mondays are a bit boring for me. So there's always sometimes I just dodge the market. So this is the last 1 week. We had a good winning trade. A loss, a good winning trade, a good beautiful winning trade. Which was supposed to reach up to here. Yeah, a bit disappointing the fact that I didn't hold that, but uh, a good one. Yeah, 0.5, 3.5. Yeah. So there's Tuesday. I'm basically I'll be doing daily analysis. Yes, then you can check in my bio. Yeah, like there's a link to my Telegram. Yeah, below my channel, there's a link to my free Telegram group whereby I'll be taking every single trade that I take. I'll be sharing there and some trading education and basically helping guys to get their first payouts here, trading funded accounts. Like this is the best option for people who don't have money. Yeah, I just also passed my 10K funded challenge of recent. Yeah, but the main aim is for those guys who don't actually have that much capital. I'll be showing you how to finally get your first payout and to scale to having live capital, which is huge, that can sustain you trading. Yeah, so I'll be doing my daily analysis. So of course, first thing, guys, first make sure you compose yourself before you trade. Don't rush to trade. Like there is no rush. First, compose yourself. Make sure your emotions are balanced and all that. The moment you feel you're annoyed, you're not happy, maybe you're angry with the day, maybe you wake up on the bad side of the bed. Like bro, first leave the charts. Yeah, the charts need when you've collected yourself. Yeah. So first thing after you're done composing yourself, sitting down, some breathe in, breathe out like that, you're cool, collected. Yeah, head over to Forex Factory, check do you have high impact news that day. Like today, Tuesday, we literally don't have. Yeah, we have a HPI, we have a German. We don't today. We don't have like high impact news. Yeah, I checked that. You can check for yourself. Yeah, so I don't want to make this video long. I like keeping my videos short. So basically, with me, I want to know like what's happening on the weekly first of all. I can see with gold the last 3 weeks, this, we have been going up. Yeah, and above the moving average. So that's already bullish. Yeah, and if I had a trend line from here to here, you can see basically we're out of the downtrend. Yeah, so in the uptrend. So nice. This week started bullishly positive. So head over to the daily and see what candle is do we have today. Are we selling? Are we buying? So you can see basically we have sellers, a bearish candle. Like we have sellers today. Yesterday we were buying. Yes, that was Monday yesterday. First trading day of the week. Today we are selling. So we want to also check and look, is there any sort of supply this side where we are selling? So we can see that yes, we have sellers in this. We had a supply zone right here. This is where price was selling from. Even right here, price broke above a supply and I think I swept liquidity. But we can see that with a close, so there's a possibility that sell could be a retest for a further buy. Yeah, so daily we have a bearish. So next over, me what I do basically is I don't like heading over to daily weekly, but it's important to know that at the beginning of the week. Yes, but most times I'm starting from the 4 hour. So I want to go to the 4 hour. I want to see where is price. So we can see that this dotted line is where price is currently. So I want to see on the 4 hour what zone, what region do we have around there. So you can see very well that we have here supply zone right here. The all of this is a beautiful supply zone we have. So literally you can even say the whole of this zone. So since let me scale that, yeah. So that is it. There you go. So you can see very well that I'll teach you guys. I'm gonna create a video showing you how to mark zones. Yeah, this is not the one, but I'm going to create a video showing you guys how to mark zones because it will be a game changer for you. So that's a supply zone. A zone is not a point. A zone is an area or a region. So meaning it can be larger than what I've marked. It's not exactly one point. That's why I use a rectangle to mark it. Yeah. So you can see that we have what happened here. We see price coming to that supply zone and reacting a rejection, meaning sellers are still strong. Another thing we start to see is here we have bearish engulfing pattern. That's already a sign of sell. But we can see overall that price is still moving above the moving average. That's for people who like using the moving averages. For me, it's not a must. It's more of a by the way a little bit of additional confidence. So the fact that we see this, we know that okay, you know what, on the 4 hour, price is in a supply zone. So that's the first thing. So when we know price is in a supply zone, we are looking for sales. We're not looking for buys in a supply zone. Even if we came from, even if we are range, we are currently in an uptrend. We are not looking for buys because of the zone where we are in. So from the 4 hour, I jump straight to the 15 minute. I don't like to waste time moving from time frame to time frame. No, that is unnecessary at some point when you understand what you're doing. So basically, what am I looking for? Me, when I get to the 15 minute, I'm looking for a liquidity sweep. Yeah, when I get to the 15 minute, I'm looking for a liquidity sweep. So how does it look like? So we have our uptrend here, we have a higher high, we have a higher low, we have this equal high. I can't really call it a high high. Then we have a high high here. Then we have a what? This low is pretty lower low, but still overall, if I was not to count this low, it's still higher than this low. So I'll still give it decently a fairly a higher what? A higher low. Although I can still call this is still a demand zone, even if it is a lower what? A lower low. Compared to this low, yes. Compared to this low, let's look. So compared to this low, it's a lower low. But this is a demand zone. So what am I expecting? Price to create a high here, a higher high, sweeping liquidity above this higher high. So since price has swept liquidity above this higher high and this is a supply zone, remember me, I work with zones, areas of interest. I'm waiting for price to do this, come back to this demand zone, which is here. This is the demand zone. From this demand zone, I want to see price fail to create a higher high. I want to create a lower high. And when I see that, I expect price to break below this demand zone and come maybe to another demand zone or even lower somewhere here. And then I need to see price do what? Price come back to retest this level. Now this level is a flip zone. This zone where price failed to create a higher high and created a lower high is a flip zone. So once price gets to this zone, I don't lie to you, I'm looking for a sell targeting the 4 hour demand zone. So if I looked from here, by the way, before we go to the 4 hour, let me mark so that you see this demand zone here that price is respecting. Yes. And this is where price swept liquidity form. I also mark it with a line to show you. Yeah, and by the way, guys, I trade only gold. Yeah, I don't trade in other currency pairs. Like, bro, fewer trades, quality setups, less stress. Yeah, there's no need for you to be all over. If you want, yeah, you can balance it out. But for me these days, like, no, I don't want to like. So I'm going to look for like where is the next what? Demand zone. So you can see here, this is the demand zone we are sitting on. This is kind of a demand zone, by the way, because if you look clearly, you can see that here we have a what? The engulfing pattern. And that's the reason why this is literally failing to break here. You see, it's over rejecting this demand zone. But you see, the moment that price gets this lower high, like I've showed you, and breaks below this zone to somewhere here, and comes back here and gives us a retest, and with more confluences that I expect, then here you can see very well that of recent gold has just been going up. We have not had a massive retracement to create efficiency. So from here, I can target this zone as my next what? As my profit target. You get it? So this is a decent profit target. You see that? Yeah, because this is also a demand zone. Yeah, you learn how to mark this. I'll create a video showing you how to. So that is how simple my setup is. But how do I scale in to get a sharper entry? Now me on the 15 minute, I'm not like to you, this is what I'm expecting, of course, and you take a shot about here. This is if my criteria is met. take a shot about here, stop loss right above the height here, and TP right there at that zone. So first hold on. And me, my setups, I'm always targeting one is to 3.5, like that's the minimum I get. Yeah. And when you enter for such a setup, like bro, you let it run. There's no need to like disturb it. No micromanaging. No, just set and forget. Unless you wanna scale it, that's up to you. But these days, I don't like. I just letting the market do its things. It's stop loss. It's invalidated. So that is what I will literally expect if price follows all my scenarios. But let me remove all this. Then I want to show you something else I look at, which is very very accurate. And these are what we call the supply and demand zones on M15. They are very very powerful. Now I want to show you that price is currently here in a demand zone and creates for us what? Creates for us what? A bullish engulfing pattern there. So you see that with its lower wick. So this is some strategy I'm going to teach you of marking zones. So you can see that whenever price creates such a bullish engulfing pattern, uh, and another thing I want you to look at is you should be careful if when prices come into a zone, does price come with uh, volume or price doesn't come with volume. Now, when you look here, price came with volume. You can see this large candle with a lot of momentum. The fact that price comes with a lot of momentum, wait for structure shift to take a trade. But if price comes with low momentum, like slowly, then rely on candlestick patterns. So here, don't rely on candlestick patterns. You'll get like hit out for nothing. Yeah, stopped out for nothing. So as the price comes to retest the demand zone, you see here, and the price is respecting it. If price came and closed below this zone I've just marked, this rectangle I've just marked, then that would mean something else already on the sell side, but price is respecting it. But we can also see here, when I create for the video, you'll understand what I'm marking, that here there's also what? A supply zone on the M15. We have price meandering inside the zone. And price has even created for us a mini supply zone here. So price is not yet above this zone. This is also a big determinant in helping me decide to take sells as I wait for my flip zone. So what I usually wait for is sometimes I'm going to wait for price to create all this and break below this and have a retest to a last supply zone it creates on my M15. Like you see here, there is a supply zone here, right here. This is an arm supply zone. So I said I'll show you how to mark. Because the moment you understand to mark, you'll understand a lot about gold. Yeah. So this is a zone. Yes, at the moment, this is a zone. So we're going to wait for price to see. If price is bearish, what price is going to do? We are going to get a crude sell. We're going to break below this. We're going to come back and retest this zone, demand zone, or this zone. And then we are going to come for a beautiful sell. So there'll be confluences, but anyways, what I'm expecting today is if price is gonna sell, shall see this. But if price is going to buy, then we can see this. This is very possible. Yeah, so as simple as that. So that's my analysis for gold. Make sure you check out my Telegram group, join me, and yeah, that's where I will be dropping trades. So we shall wait and see what happens. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share to all those struggling traders, those who want to get their first payouts from funded trading, those who are struggling. Like, yeah, FX for love. See you guys in the next. Bye.